Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 of the money banking class here, BA310. Starting out here, hope everybody's having a good week, and depending on where you're at, you may have had the ice storm. So my scenery this week is out the back window here of where I'm at. So that's kind of the ice storm up here in St. Louis. I know depending on where you're at, you probably had similar stuff. So that's the scenery. It's actually pretty if you don't have to go out in it. But so there you go on that. I also posted this on my Facebook page. And well, I'll do that in a second. But so there you go. A little bit of inspiration. I try to give you guys some good little quotes or something to kind of keep you inspired and help you like stay strong even when it feels like everything's falling apart. That's what this one is. And you can't have a positive life with a negative mind, which brings me to a point of sometimes there's lots of obstacles in your way, and depending this may not apply to some of you, may apply to others, but things like school is something you're supposed to be enjoying. School is it's all about learning stuff. Positive attitude is something you want to do, and you're enjoying it because you're learning, not something that it's something you just have to do to get through it. Some of you are very guilty of the Sunday night thing, and you'll hear me say this time and again. If you're doing the Sunday night thing just to get this piece of paper, you're just cheating yourself because you're paying this money to get something, but you're not learning it. So that's just a little bit of that. Also, just to be inspired. Let me see here. I've also got. Get rid of that one. Whoops. I saw a YouTube video the other day. This one here, and I don't know, what your music tastes are and everything, but I just, there's in this particular video here, it's One Republic. If you go on YouTube, look for One Republic I Live, and there's the how it looks like there. But very good message in there, and they kind of mix a when it first starts out, first 5-10 seconds, it don't look like a music video because there's this kid talking. But it's very good message in there. I'd suggest everybody watch it. Just maybe it might inspire you a little bit to look at things that's going on in your life. If you're having problems that may not be as bad as you think it is, and but also just living life and enjoying what you're doing. And back on school, you're supposed to be enjoying school. So that's that. On my Facebook page, I told you about that picture. Those of you that are on Facebook, there's the picture I posted of our back door, but I also got the video in there if you want to do that. And if you guys are interested in charity, if you go on my Facebook page, I also got a video here of a charity that I'm kind of a supporter of. So anyway, so there you go on that. Let's get into the classroom here. All right, so upcoming. Last week, week 1 discussion, very good. We're talking about 100 diversified, 100 shares versus one type thing, and everybody seemed to have the same perception. It's better to have a lot of choices out there versus just sticking to a single one. So that was very good. Homeworks I've seen, a few of them, all good on there. So no problems there. Just remember, coming up here in week 2, each week you got these little flashcard aids there that can help a lot. The upcoming discussion, we're going to be talking about like in chapter 4, leasing car, lease or buy. So that's the topic for this week. The chapters you got 3 of them. You got chapter 4 has to do with present value. Okay, so we're getting in this topic depending on what your plans are career-wise. But this is something it's good to know anyway. Now, understanding it, like I say, sometimes I use the analogy of the car mechanic. Like you notice something wrong with your car, you're not exactly sure, but you're able to recognize there's something wrong. And then you got the expert, the mechanic, that fix it for you. Same thing in finance and things like that. One of the goals of these type of courses is, okay, maybe you're not going to be the accountant, but hey, you know enough to recognize something's wrong when you see something's wrong on paper and the finances and different things. On this here, like present value, understanding how this works. Again, for quizzes and exams, remember the definitions and the concepts and how it all applies to each other. When they talk about present value in investing and things like that, investors, investment companies look at present value, future value. There's somewhere down here, I think it was in this one, but it might be in the other chapter. I think it's in the other chapter. But anyway, things like, okay, investing today, like $10,000, how much is it worth, 5 years from now, type of thing. Let me see, there's another chapter 5 covers interest rates. Again, interest rates are, and that also has to do with determining future value. I think that slide is in here, maybe not. Oh, well, it's probably in the last chapter. But the thing is how interest rates work. Back in my younger years, I remember interest rates being, like 13% type thing, which is bad because then you have stagflation and inflation, all this other stuff. And here in recent years, the interest rates were like, the Fed and everything had low interest rates. I mean, like the lowest in ages. Depending on who you're listening to, and this is the political thing, some of the people say, oh, this has been great, lowest interest, but reality from an economic standpoint, no, that's very bad to have where the Fed rate is so low, because it indicates there's a problem. Whereas if it's a little bit higher, where it's starting to get, they're starting to raise these rates, that's an indicator, I think, that it's better economically. Now, if it gets way up there, like 10, 20%, then that's a problem. So you've got both ends of that. But if it's down at the 0 rate, bad. If it's up at 10, 20, bad. If it's like, 3 to 5%, that's good. That's the way the system is designed to operate, where banks, investors, and people can make money off their investments. You saving money, you're not making no money if you're only getting a 1% interest. So again, depending on who you listen on the political side of arguments, you'll get a version that says, oh, this is great, and then you get a version that says very bad. The bad version is the more truthful one. But anyway, so this chapter covers the interest rates and how it all works. And then the last chapter there covers how the interest rates work. Again, so one example, I think I was wanting to show you something just for the sake of showing you. All right. But I probably ain't going to be able to find it now that I want to show it to you. But anyway, the example was, $10,000 at, a certain percent interest rate, you'd make $400 in interest. However, when you take the future rate, you might actually end up losing money depending on what the interest rates are. So it's the interest rate versus inflation type of thing. And I hope I'm not confusing when I say that, but that example is in here somewhere in one of these, one of these examples in here. And I should have just marked it where we knew where it was at. But anyway, so that's just what I was wanting to show you in that example. Okay, so enough ranting. This week, week 2, okay, discussion for the chapters. Assignments are the same. You'll have these review, the review questions. So just make sure you're looking at review questions. Also make sure you scroll down in there that you're getting all of it there. So, all right. So pretty much that's it for the upcoming week. Any questions, as always, let me know if you got any questions or anything. Again, as far as the inspiration stuff, take a look at that YouTube video. I think I kind of liked it. If you can't find it, you can go on my Facebook page and scroll down. It'll be down there somewhere too. So either way you want to do it. And the only other thing I'm going to do is my test question. So there's the test question. And of course, you got 2 grandkids now, or grandmen. But let me know what they're sitting in. And maybe that'll kind of, let me know you watched the video. So, all right. Everybody have a great week, and I will see you next time. So, all right, get in touch if you need anything. Take care, everybody.